All right, guys, and what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of WWE TLC 2018 that took place tonight, December 16th, 2018, at the SAP Center in San Jose, California. I apologize if the was a little bit, late. As I said, I was going to be at a Christmas party today, which I was a great time. So I didn't. When I got home, looking at which matches had already taken place, I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother. I'll just start it over again. I'll just watch the rest of the show because I did consider doing live reactions, but then I did have some other things I was working on. But in order to do that, I had to do that on my main computer. Well, my other computer, as I said before, I have two computers. Because again, the one I'm using right now is my MacBook Air. But I bought that one when I first got my first video job. That way I can, edit, because this computer right here absolutely sucks at editing. Well, with like Premiere Pro and whatnot, the Adobe's, and of course, Macintosh is a lot better of a computer, pretty much, for my opinion. So, and of course, I can't play my video games on this Mac, so I have to play it on there. But my TV can only hook up with my other computer. But I needed that computer for what I was working on, so I didn't get. That's the reason why I didn't do live reactions. If I wasn't doing that, I would have done live reactions for sure. Since I was watching this show live, and I went back and I caught the stuff that I wanted to see. Before I did the review. There's only one match on the main card. There's two matches on the show in general I did not watch. And that was, of course, the pre-show ladder match with Bobby Lashley and Elias, and the mixed match challenge finals. Because I really did not care to see those matches at all whatsoever. But I saw everything I wanted to see. I'm all caught up. I am ready to talk about WWE TLC 2018. What can I say about the show overall? It's one of those shows that it had its moments. It had its moments that I enjoyed. It was better than last year's TLC. Last year's TLC just felt like a really solid episode of Raw. Because the main event, again, was supposed to be involving, the Shield being together again against, five random opponents thrown together. But once again, they got screwed up with Roman Reigns getting sick with the mumps. And everything else was just, it just a pay-per-view that felt just didn't need to happen. But it was a show that was, passable watching one time but not happening again. Where this show, more interesting stuff happened, which is why I gave it the grade I did, which you'll probably see down in the description box down below. But there are definitely some things that I was disappointed with for sure when watching the show. Well, some things I expected, but if anything, there's really only one match I gotta say that really disappointed me on the show, and that was the Intercontinental Championship match. I think that match, and also the chairs match with Orton and Mysterio, that match kind of disappointed me as well too. But of course, I'll talk about when we get into the show. But first, let's check the live chat to see who is all here. We've got always Lauren. What's up, Lauren? Show was a decent pay-per-view, but she expected better. Best pay-per-view of the year, to be honest, for her, it was a B-. Where I say it's the best main roster pay-per-view of the year. No, one of the better ones for sure. I still say the best main roster pay-per-view for me was either SummerSlam or Evolution. I mean, WrestleMania 34, I enjoyed until the last hour. Again, SummerSlam, the only two matches I remember not enjoying were the Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens match. Just absolutely was a waste of time. It was just a 2-minute squash, and the main event with Lesnar and Reigns. Other than that, I really liked SummerSlam. And Evolution, I thought, delivered very well. So I'd say one of those two probably is my main roster pay-per-view. But this one, Hell in a Cell, I'd say, is up there as well. Only things that pissed her off was the chairs match, Finn versus Drew, also the IC title match, and also no more Corbin. Braun's match was very disappointing as well. Actually, I gotta say, with what we got from that, I was not disappointed. That, to me, that's what it all it needed to be. I thought that just, but of course, gets that a little bit also. Her best match of the of the night was definitely Becky, Charlotte, and Asuka. Oh, for sure, yes. The worst she thought was Corbin Strowman. Somewhat disagree with that, but of course we'll get to that later on. Renee actually went heel tonight on commentary. We'll talk about, of course, that as well. We got Jay. What's up, Jay? Ooh, new profile picture. Becky Lynch's face. I love it. What's up, Lauren? Oh, we got Larry also saying, what an absolute meh pay-per-view. Thanks for joining me. How was the party? Oh, it was good. I got hit in the head with a plunger though, because I was trying to do some weird crap with my one friend. Well, I was trying to attack my friend with the plunger just to be silly, but you know, just me being a goofball. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It's always a good party every year. Lauren was also happy that Elias was on the pre-show. Again, Elias deserves better, but I'm just glad that match in general was on the pre-show. And I did watch the match. I just read the results of it. Brian versus Styles was Larry's match of the night. Of the night for him, which I thought that was, you know, I expected a little bit better for that match, but I'll give it the credit. I thought it was good, but it wasn't, you know, it didn't quite light the world as much as I'd hope so. 5 weeks till Rumble. Yep, we're on that road now. Daniel and Ray both win with a flip roll up that she thought was BS, which we'll get to that, of course, in a little bit. But they found a way to make the pay-per-view look boring and unexciting again, as always. Larry thought. We've got Mark. What's up, Mark? Finally, WWE did two right things. First, putting the SmackDown Women's Triple Threat TLC match as the main event, for sure. And why was Mixed Match Challenge on the main show made no sense to her. I'm glad Byron Tane, but the finish of the chair match was BS. And finally, put the title on Asuka as well, for sure. We have two new champs. Asuka is champ. Finally, of course, getting that also. We may get Ronda versus Charlotte versus Becky now due to her interference. We'll talk about that as well. People chanted boring during Dean versus Seth, which somewhat agree a little bit, but of course, we'll get into that later on. Asuka deserves the title for sure. Braun is upset about one thing, apparently Mark said, but we'll see what he has to say about it in a second. Larry thought Hell in a Cell was better than this. Evolution is second for Lauren. Hell in a Cell was the best main roster pay-per-view in Jay's opinion, which again, that had potential to be a good show. Of course, again, the main event, that main event of Hell in a Cell, of course, flubbed. Because how do you have a Hell in a Cell match that has no decision to it? And a beatdown that to me was not convincing, brutal enough to keep both Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman down. It was not that convincing. Braun better defeat Brock at the Rumble. I mean, at this point, he has to. If he loses again, he's going to look even more stupid, I got to say. That he didn't get to do all that to Corbin himself. Yeah, definitely, for sure. I'm pretty sure that's what he wanted. You're right. I'm sure, you know, we'll get that in like a little squash match or something like that on Raw or something. Joe versus Hardy should have been on here. Yes, definitely. Instead of Elias and Bobby Lashley for starters. Dakota said Ronda versus Nia was A- apparently. Yeah, I heard that they gave him the grade. I didn't. Well, I'll get into that in a second. I actually gave that a decent grade, but I'll explain why, of course. All we needed to see is Vince being booed out of the building tomorrow, but no, the fans will be sheep and bow down like always. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. Vince is showing up on Raw tomorrow. But once again, are we going to boo him because we actually think his product sucks, or are we going to bow down, try to bring the whole ad to air? No. Guys, wherever that show is tomorrow, boo the hell out of him. If you seriously are not happy with this product, you will not cheer for Vince McMahon. Because if WWE is flat out admitting through their shows, having Seth Rollins come out there and tell Baron Corbin this show sucks, then, you know, you got to believe that, you know, the chairman of the board obviously, you know, is part of this as well. So he definitely deserves the heat for it. He definitely deserves to get that boo. So I better hear some boos tomorrow when I watch Raw, guys. Our truth is definitely crazy. Mark was disappointed that there were two title changes. They may say there's going to be a lot of title changes on the show, but we only got two. Lauren got Orton, Lashley, Drew, Ruby, Usos winning wrong. Larry said in the Lex Man's chat for the first time, he was in Deluxe Man's chat. He's a cool dude, I must say, and he really makes sense. I mean, the Deluxe Man definitely has a lot of good things to say. I definitely recommend checking out his channel. And got Buddy, Fabulous Truth, Dean, Rhonda, and Asuka winning right. Almost called you Asuka, Lauren. Lauren said she was 6 for 12 tonight. I forgot what I was. I lost track. Mark said, I thought they were going to have the mixed match challenge and tables match on the pre-show. Me too. And I heard the from him for the first time. Again, I cracked up when he goes, mock Nia Jax. Or now his mocking also is apparently, oh my gosh, I'm Nia Jax. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna beat Ronda Rousey for the title. Oh my gosh, like, you know, I'm the irresistible force. I'm so dangerous. I'm the face breaker. That's of course his latest. But awesome chants were for the women and Daniel. Hell in a Cell was third for Lauren. No screaming from Nia tonight except for in the promo, the hype video. For some reason, Hell in a Cell was Larry's favorite main roster pay-per-view, which is cool. Otunga replacing Saxton because he was sick. And Angle returned. Where will this lead? Who knows? Larry says thumbs up. Thank you. WWE made Rollins say that pretty much. Epic Mike rant. Maybe. Well, I don't think I'm going to be ranting. I mean, you know, there's some stuff I'm going to be, you know, like saying, I was disappointed, but there's not really too much I'm going to say that I'm going to, you know, rant like hardcore about. But, you know, I'm going to definitely, you know, be a little bit down at some point. When do you think Seth and Becky will get their rematches? That's a very interesting question. Because Royal Rumble, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have. Well, we have one match made official so far, of course. That's Brock and Strowman. It's a good question because I do think I want to explain, of course, at the end, and you know what I see happening there. But I'm sure I feel Seth and Dean will have an IC title rematch sometime on Raw because they're both going to be in the Royal Rumble match. I don't see the IC title being defended in that Royal Rumble. The women's championship, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see. Because right now, honestly, I don't see who's going to fight Ronda for the Raw Women's Championship with how bad they've been booking everyone else. But you know, so sad that one of the best wrestling matches tonight wasn't even on the actual show. Yeah, the Cruiserweight title match. Dean's theme is weird. Yeah, just adding a siren to his theme. It doesn't. It's not work. I don't like it. I change the theme. Just don't add a freaking siren to it. Buddy and Cedric was definitely good. Becky slapping. Oh, we will talk about that one. The impression is funny. He agrees. The beautiful. Oh my goodness. The beautiful Alicia Fox was on the main card, and I don't remind me, Jay. Will you boo Vince? Oh yeah, for sure. The crowd was dead as always. See, that was another problem with the show, too. The crowd was dead. The crowd was barely into the show. A couple little times, but yeah, that's what hurt the show also, too. Jay said, I see Rollins and Ambrose being contested over a last man standing match. It makes sense to him. Well, of course, we'll you know, continue on the live chat. Surely I saw Larry just popped something there, but I'll check that later on. Actually, what did Jay say again? Yeah, well, last man standing, you know, I can see sometime happening, but again, you know, if they do last man standing, cool, but they can make it part of another match that I keep mentioning I want to see happen. You know, if they do Rollins and Lesnar, which at this point, if Braun's facing Brock, I'd rather see Seth and Dean, you know, fight at WrestleMania, and then just do the Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman match with Drew winning the Royal Rumble. But of course, if they want to, again, I said, you know, they can, you know, have Dean and Seth finish their stuff before Mania, and if Seth does dethrone Lesnar, then have, you know, this feud with Ambrose and Rollins continue after Mania, but this time for the Universal title, in my opinion. Let's see here. Anyways, but so yeah, of course we'll get into the Rollins and Ambrose stuff later because I have a lot I want to say about that match. So let's get started here. I'm going to talk about the two pre-show matches first because I only watched one of them. I went back and watched one pre-show match, didn't watch one main roster, main show match, and I didn't watch the other pre-show. For the match I did watch that I really enjoyed, I'm not sure if it was their best match or not, because mainly because of the crowd, is Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander. Why on earth was this match? And yes, I know I just got a text and then I got the notification over my computer. Why was this match not on the main show? Why? This match was awesome. I mean, it was, once again, just in this exact blueprint of exactly what 205 Live has become this year. A wrestling show, not a character-driven show. I mean, yes, we have some character, coming of age, whatnot, ever going to say on 205 Live. We have it there. But this, with the adding of Drake Maverick, the 205 Live GM, not Authors of Pain's manager who likes to piss on robes, apparently, or piss himself, having him and and what he's done with the talent on there has made this show feel like it's based around wrestling. And honestly, a match like this is a way to open up a show. Like, I took a peek at the Lex Man's review also. He's mentioned how many times in most of his videos that he feels the cruiserweights, if they're on a pay-per-view, they should be the opening match, because they are, their story is based around just a great high-flying wrestling match. And that's, of course, the story we got in here. Buddy Murphy, obviously, being on another level, a heel that can actually win matches on his own. Also, keep in mind, he can win a match on his own. Here and there, yes, he cheats a little, but he's proven how many times he can win a match by himself. And Cedric Alexander being in a little bit of a slump after he dropped the Cruiserweight Championship, showing that, hey, I'm back and I'm ready for this. Of course, had the great counters and whatnot involved in the match. And then we had, of course, Buddy Murphy kick out of, well, he didn't kick out of the lumbar check. He put his foot on the rope. And, of course, Cedric's face was priceless. And they continued on fighting, but then eventually Buddy Murphy hit the Murphy's Law to retain the championship. So, okay, I thought, again, my predictions, though, which I got that one right. So I'll say so far I am 1-0. I got it right, except the fact that I also predicted I thought heel turn was going to happen from Mustafa Ali. But that, since the turn didn't happen tonight and Cedric lost clean, now I'm starting to feel that, if anybody should turn heel now, it should be Cedric Alexander. Because unless this is like, okay, he's done 205 Live, he's going over to SmackDown or Raw, then I'd say not yet. Like if he leaves 205 Live and goes over to like SmackDown or something like that, then for sure he's going to what's it called? Shoot. Oh yeah, he should just go to SmackDown and feud with Shinsuke Nakamura for the US title. But if he stays on 205 Live, I still think now what should happen is Mustafa Ali somehow earned himself another title opportunity, and then Cedric Alexander turns on Ali. Maybe it can happen. Maybe we'll see a rematch between Alexander and Ali with Ali as the champion, and he beats Alexander at WrestleMania. Maybe that's what I'm going to pitch now. The Cruiserweight Championship down the line. So that's what I see with that. So I thought it was a good match. Still kind of like the one at Super Showdown, just a little bit better. I say that one of the three of them that Alexander and Murphy have had. The first one being on 205 Live sometime over the summer. Second one being a Super Showdown, and the last one happening at TLC. I gotta say the Super Showdown one was probably my favorite. So yeah, and of course, as always, even though it was a pre-show, the crowd once again was just dead behind it. It just like I just feel, because my friend pointed out the other day to me too. 205 Live still does not get a reaction because even though it's on Wednesday nights now, it's pre-taped and it's taped before SmackDown starts, when not the whole arena is there either. So the reactions are still bland. Like, really? I really think it should just tape these at Full Sail. Like, or if they want to put them on 205 Live on NXT and, have the Cruiserweight defend the title at, takeovers, be my guest. Because they deserve a lot better than this. Again, a match like this should have been either a show opener or even second on the card. Because it's a match that can definitely, get the crowd hot because it's just based off wrestling. But that's not what we got. Buddy Murphy retains, though, which I'm cool with that. Let's see, of course, where we go from here. So that was the first match. The second match, which I did not see, is Elias versus Bobby Lashley with the guitar hanging from above a ladder or whatnot. A ladder match to claim a guitar. Now, when I heard this, apparently, I thought at first it was going to be, kind of like how it was in 2011 with Triple H and Kevin Nash. Climb the ladder and grab the sledgehammer is legal. Basically, something on a pole higher up on a ladder instead. Instead, they changed the rules where apparently when you grab the guitar, you win. What? Like, why? Bobby Lashley and Elias were not fighting over a guitar. Yeah, Elias hit Leo Rush with his guitar, but they're not like fighting over they're like fighting over like if let's say if it was like some other musician. Like, heck, even go this way. Let's say if it was The Rock and Elias fighting over, the spotlight, and that spotlight's earned by having this guitar, then maybe it make more sense. But Bobby Lashley and Elias had to win a match by grabbing a guitar. What's more stupid, that or winning a match by hitting your opponent with the guitar? Guitar on a pole, Elias and Jason Jordan from 2017. But apparently Elias wins by grabbing a guitar, but after the match, Leo Rush jumps on his back, causes him to drop the guitar. Bobby Lashley gets it and then hits Elias with the guitar. So, who benefited from this? And what makes me even more mad, they wasted a ladder match for a pre-show match that did nothing for either one of these two when the WWE Championship match could have been a ladder match. The IC title match could have been a ladder match. Hell, we could have even given the cruiserweights a ladder match. It's the third match between these two. It could have used a stipulation. I mean, it was still great, don't get me wrong, but it could be a stipulation. We wasted it on Bobby Lashley and Elias just to grab a guitar that Elias grabs, but then Bobby Lashley gets the heat because he hits Elias with the guitar. Who benefited from this? Nobody. Nobody benefited from this. But that was a pre-show. Buddy Murphy wins the Cruiserweight Championship match. Elias wins by grabbing a guitar, but then Bobby Lashley, still hits him with it. It's just same booking as what happened in Extreme Rules 2015 with Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. Dolph wins the match, but then Sheamus, beats down Dolph and shoves his face into his ass because it was a kiss me arse match. Oh my god. Anyways, though, let's move on now to the main card real quick. I did not watch the mixed match challenge match. I just didn't care about it. I mean, I know Fabulous Truth won, which I'd rather have them win, but obviously what I do is Carmelo will probably still be number 30, which to me it's like whatever. Now for the men's Royal Rumble though, I think R-Truth's the perfect person to win this match because he'll be like, oh, I thought I was this number and whatnot, and it'll leave someone else for a bigger surprise at number 30. So I'd say, okay, it was what it was, but once again, it just showed how much of a joke the mixed match challenge was this year. But it's over with. We can move on from it. But I did not watch the match because I just did not care. I did not care enough to watch. Like, this was a pre-show match on the main card. And I feel that they did that just so also they can grab, their attention. Also say, oh, it's the first time that Facebook Watch is advertising a match on a main card or whatnot. Some of that was just bull crap. But the match happened, and I didn't watch it. Fabulous Truth won, so cool with me. The second match that happened on this show was the SmackDown tag title triple threat match between The Bar, The New Day, and the Usos. Now, this also could have been a ladder match. I would have loved to see this as a ladder match. Here's the problem I have with this match, though. Why is it one moment when it's a triple threat match, there's 3 people in the ring, but then another time, there's not? What's the rules here? Like, I hate when WWE changes the rules like that. Just like, again, that ladder match, it was supposed to be able to just grab the guitar, first person grabs it can use it, not grab it and you win. Or like in the last year at Extreme Rules, a steel cage match, both people have to escape the cage. Yeah, Jeff Hardy escaped it, but he went back in. Matt Hardy was out trying to pull out Jeff. Like, didn't they both technically already escape the cage? Like, it made no sense with the rules. So I don't get that. But besides that, the match itself I thought was pretty solid. Of course, Kofi did his little trust fall thing. There was one point in the match, what was it? I think, I like this part as well. I think one of the Usos threw the other one up. The other one caught, one of the Usos threw Kofi up. The other one caught Kofi and hit a Samoan drop on him. I thought that was a sick looking counter. Of course, the thing of super kicks as well. Eventually, though, they won. The Bar won by, I think, when Sheamus hit Xavier Woods with a bro kick, and he pinned the New Day. So I got that right there. Actually, so far I'm 3-0. Sweet, but I know I got a lot wrong after that. So that happened. Why I like this, because I predicted, okay, I predicted the Bar to retain this match by pinning the New Day, which works for me because we can still continue on a feud with the Bar and the Usos. So we'll probably be getting that at the beginning of January, going into Royal Rumble season and WrestleMania and whatnot, feud with the Bar and Usos. So look forward to seeing it, and we will see where it goes from there. So the Bar retained tag titles. Let's do one more, then I'll check the live chat. The next match, well, I'm surprised this match happened as early as it did, but when I saw that happen as early, I'm like, okay, cool, well, not the main event. It was supposed to be Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in a TLC match, and if Braun Strowman wins this match, he will get a match with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. Baron Corbin would be fired as Raw General Manager. If Baron Corbin wins, Strowman gets no title opportunity, and Corbin becomes permanent Raw General Manager. Now, first thing I was a little happy about, though, is the fact that they already broke news over the weekend that Vince is going to be on Raw. Why break the news? Make it kind of obvious already that Corbin's not going to win. So, in my prediction, I remember saying that I thought that, Corbin would lose, but Bray Wyatt would replace Braun Strowman. But I did actually kind of like how they did this. They had Braun Strowman come out. Well, Heath Slater was the referee. He's counting out Strowman for not showing up to have Corbin win by forfeit. Strowman came out, though, after a count of 7, his arm in a sling. Corbin screaming out, "You're not medically cleared. You're not medically cleared." He says, and Strowman pretty much reminded him that, didn't you forget that in a TLC match, there's no disqualifications? So if I had someone to help me, that would be legal pretty much. And, Corbin can't cover up for that because he'd be doing the same exact thing. He would be. Out came Apollo Crews, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, Finn Balor, and I thought someone else. I don't think Elias was out there. Well, actually, we had one more person, of course, come out, but I thought there was someone else besides the other person who came out at the end. But they all came out with chairs, and Strowman just stood there and started watching. And actually, it all started. Oh, that's why Heath Slater, because Heath Slater would then remove the referee shirt, and he would sort of get his first punch in on Corbin. And then everybody started taking a turn hitting Corbin with chair shots. Corbin tries to run away, but then Kurt Angle came out. And he grabbed a chair, and he starts firing back with the chair shots. Everybody's pretty much beating down Corbin with chair shots, and most of them doing their finishing move. That last one was when Balor hit the coup de grace. And then Strowman got into the ring, of course. Heath Slater, who was technically the referee, put his shirt back on. And 1, 2, 3, just like that, Strowman is considered the winner. He gets his match with Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, and Baron Corbin is no longer Raw General Manager. So in my opinion, I thought this did what it did. It had like everyone who Corbin had been bullying over the past several months. Well, throughout his time as either constable or Raw general manager or whatnot. He they pretty much all gave him his comeuppance, which is like, okay, that's how you book a heel. The problem, of course, was though, of course, then they could again book Corbin better, of course, in this role as Raw general manager. As I said, not having made so many stupid decisions, just all this scripted crap that just it didn't make him look good at all. And you know what? Again, like trying to throw all this heat on him for the show stinking, added something to it, but at this point it was too late. It's like, okay, you did one thing one week that actually made him look like, a legitimate bad guy to get heat on him. But again, if you wanted to make the show that bad and put the heat on Corbin, you could have done it a more interesting way that it's not like, okay, this show sucks, I don't want to watch it more. So, hey, this show is going bad, but it's a great story being told at the same time, as I keep saying. And that's not what happened. So, in a way of doing this, yes. The other thing I did not like, though, was it supposed to be a TLC match? If that was the case, then why was there just chairs used? I mean, I know we did get a TLC match, which was last week on Raw with Rollins and Corbin, so I guess they kind of like try to fill that void there with the men's TLC match and the women's TLC match, but you still kind of wasted a stipulation in some ways. You could have had, someone, hit Corbin with a ladder or push him off a ladder if he tried to climb a ladder to, get away or something like that. That doesn't make any sense. Or put him to the table. You could have done something else besides just hitting him with a bunch of chairs. If that was the case, this should have been just like a no holds barred, no disqualification. I don't know, falls count anywhere, something else. But they kind of did waste a TLC stipulation, I felt, when it came to this pay-per-view. But my opinion, this did what it needed to do. It just all these baby faces getting their comeuppance on someone obviously they didn't want running their show after everything had done to them. But once again, they could have built, to this ending, because the ending to this story was great. But once again, like the stuff, that got to it could have been much better, which kind of goes with something else to happen with the show. We'll talk about that later on. So Braun Strowman wins. He's facing Brock Lesnar next month at Royal Rumble. For the Universal title, which he needs to win the title there. He has to win it. If he doesn't win this title, then why take Braun Strowman seriously anymore? It will show once again he'll do everything else right. Then once he gets to the big moment, he can't capitalize unless it's him and Nicholas Cump. But we're of course not going to go back there because, as I said in my special stream yesterday, that was a complete waste. So that happened there. Let's check the live chat. Let's see here. Let me see. Where are we going with this now? Where are we at? I believe where are we at? I think we were right here. Okay, yeah. When Larry said, what the problem is with Dean and Seth, they need to fight. Make it freaking personal already. That pissed him off. I definitely agree fully, though. We'll talk about that as well. When was the last time a women's match main event a pay-per-view? Well, besides Evolution, of course, I have to say Hell in a Cell 2016, I believe, was the last time the women main event a pay-per-view. That's, I think, the last time. Lauren's Rumble predictions are Becky and AJ winning, Asuka and Charlotte, Ali and Cedric and Murphy, Ronda and Nia. No, not another one. Ray and Bryan, maybe. Nakamura and Rusev. Jay says comedy was also horrendous. Someone please get Renee Young off comedy. We're going to talk about that, of course, when we get to the IC title match. Usos and Bar, Seth and Dean. I don't think, I don't think we're going to get Seth and Dean at Rumble. I think we're just going to be both in the Rumble match, but I don't think we're going to see them get a singles match. What do you think will happen tomorrow? Honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Renee and Graves was awful for sure. Is Dolph heel again? Yeah, we'll talk about that show as well. Larry says get Renee away from commentary. My thing is Renee's all right on commentary, but put her and Dean on separate shows. Like, put her on SmackDown's commentary team, in my opinion, because after the stuff with Corey Graves happening tonight, it's just, we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's see here. Lauren finds it entertaining. Ziggler is a something for sure. They don't care about him anymore, which pretty much shows that he had no direction once him and McIntyre were done. So why even care about him to begin with? Again, make him babyface, in my opinion. Mark says Sandy or Gallows and Anderson versus the Bar. It's about time one of them had a title run for sure, but could have built them up a little bit though for that. Jay thought the cruiserweight match deserved at least 20 minutes and at least on the main show. I agree, for sure. Should not have been a pre-show match. Then again, when was the last time they really cared about Ziggler? That is true. I mean, this year when they were having him work with McIntyre, but even so, they shoved this match in a mixed match challenge. Vince is messed up for sure. What if Vince really steps away tomorrow? Would be awesome, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know what my reaction would be. I'm not sure either. And I'm glad Corbin is out of power as well. Again, it just wasn't working. I'm not saying, take him away from wrestling in general, but my case, fire him from Raw and put him back on SmackDown. SmackDown is being booked right, having the right people writing for the show. I'm sure he would thrive off that. Again, it showed before Road Dogg took over that Corbin has something to him. He just needs the right booking underneath it to get him going. He knows how to, he can do it. It's just he's been booked like crap. Joe and Hardy should replace Lashley and Elias. Even them having a ladder match have been fine. Matt Hardy or Kurt return as GM. I mean, once again, Kurt was never fired. He was sent on a vacation. So, I mean, hindsight, Kurt probably should get the job back, but it could be Matt Hardy in the job. Who knows? We'll see what happens tomorrow. Watch Vince be heel tomorrow. Probably the way it goes to booze. Lauren likes Murphy better than Cedric. I mean, I like Cedric Alexander, but Buddy Murphy, again, has just surprised me big time this year. That's why I probably praise him a little bit more. I have to say I did mind the segment/short match I did with Corbin, but I still don't care about Strowman in a Universal title match at all. Again, I won't care unless he actually wins the belt. Once he wins, then I will care. But even if he wins it, I don't think that title reign is going to be too long, because the best person for him to put over, Drew McIntyre. That's what I think needs to happen. And heck, even if you want to have a feud with Seth and Drew for the Universal title, again, they had a handful of matches on Raw this past year, maybe 3 or 4 matches. I want to see those two have a pay-per-view match. And if it's for the Universal title, God bless them, and let's go with it. Let's do it. Let's go. Even if McIntyre holds that till SummerSlam and Seth dethrones him there, fine by me. Fine by me. Let's see here. Lauren's keeping track, saying she had Murphy. Cedric will turn heel and go to SmackDown, as I've been saying. I mean, he could go to SmackDown. I mean, if he goes to SmackDown, I don't think he'll turn heel right away, but, it could happen. Lars probably going to Raw. He might be. Super Showdown stuff was their best match. 205 Live was after SmackDown goes off the air. Well, since Mixed Match Challenge, of course, was after SmackDown went off the air. But now since 205 Live got moved to Wednesday night, it's pre-tape before SmackDown now. They still do dark matches for SmackDown and not Raw. They do main event for Raw. But the Raw Women's title match was pointless, Mark said. Ronda looked tired, Lauren said. Of course, we'll get to that later on. Larry said, I swear, if Lars is on Raw, I fly to America, go to headquarters, and hide a bomb inside. Whoa, Larry. Cool it, man. But, I'm pretty sure, that would not be good. But yeah, I would probably, if they booked Lars Sullivan Raw, I wouldn't be happy also. Don't remind me about Bobby Lashley's pose. Yeah, no attacks. Well, we did have something else happen tonight, of course, that costed some people their title. Jay said WWE Logic at its finest, for sure. They haven't built up anyone in the Raw women's division. Exactly. So where does Ronda go from here? She's not having another match with Nia. Not happening. Not happening. Nia Jax began a no title opportunity off the table. It's done. Tamina, no. I mean, Alexa Bliss, I don't fully hate her, but no. Alicia Fox, no. Sasha Banks and Bailey, Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, sure. Liv Morgan, sorry. And Sarah Logan, sorry. I don't have like white heat on them as much as I have the white heat on, Nia Jackson, Tamina, but not yet for Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Natalya, actually, cool. But we'll see what happens. I have plans for Lars. I have plans for Brian. I have plans for Black. No guy. I have more plans than WWE itself, for sure, Larry. That's why I'll also get WWE say sign you as well. Ronda heel now? Wouldn't say not yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if Ronda does turn heel in 2019. There was a lot of swearing tonight, which was surprising. Oh yeah, my favorite though was when Natalya called Ruby a bitch. You're not gonna mess my family yet, bitch. To me, it reminded me from the scene of the last Harry Potter with Mrs. Weasley saying, "Not my daughter, you bitch," to Bellatrix Lestrange. Truth getting the vacated WWE headquarters, that is true. The Ronda thing was definitely not a heel turn. They're just building up the horsewoman and horsewoman angle. That could happen also. I would have picked somewhere tropical. Mark said bar pin New Day. They don't want anyone to be heel in the horsewoman angle, Larry thinks, which might be making sense here. Deserve it as well. I mean, yeah, but at least get the bar pin New Day, so that way New Day can get out and they can have, the Bar Usos. Which tag team do you think will turn heel on SmackDown Live? Honestly, I mean, I like the Usos, but I mean, the Usos are fine, even though I feel like, they're a little bit better as heels, but I feel like the New Day should turn heel at this point. Good tag match. Now imagine if it was under a ladder stipulation, it would have been good. Lauren says she's 2-1. I'm 3-0 actually so far. Usos winning would have gotten a nice pop. I'm still a Shamey Cesaro fan. Ice Shamey. No, I'm sorry. That was awful, Sheamus. No offense, but that was not a good rap battle. Do you think they'll have qualifying matches for the Rumble? They could have a few for sure. Corbin is great. In great heel heat was awesome for sure. Anyone notice the guy in the front row is always at WWE events? Someone said that too somewhere else. I'm not sure. It will make it exciting. I love it randomized. I mean, they could have some qualifying Rumble matches, but not all of them, of course. Vince is going to have something big tomorrow to make us happy, but we know he won't. All he cares about is the money, for sure, Mark. That's the thing. I like Baron Corbin's character, to be honest, because he's an awesome heel. No one will ever like the guy, which is all they want, which, again, works. But, again, you could book the guy in a more interesting way. Not walking around saying, "Itsy bitsy Balor," and just having, big man, little man feud and making dumb decisions. Like I keep referring back to the one I crack up the most. A babyface champion can't defend his title against a heel. The match with Roman and Dolph a couple months ago. Remember that, guys? He wasn't allowed to defend that title till Crown Jewel. But, of course, I already ranted on that, so I'm not going to be there. I'm sure Stephanie will be there tomorrow. Angle having that facial hair. I didn't even notice he had some facial hair. Only thing Mark's like about the Rumble, surprise for sure. Are you happy that Corbin didn't use TLC, though? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you meant by that, Lauren. If they're not spoiled, yes. You still think we're getting Drew and Braun at Mania? Not for sure. I think it's a possibility. The last time the women main evented was I forgot. Yeah, the Women's Royal Rumble. I think that. Are you working tomorrow? No, I'm off. Wish you can take Tuesdays off instead. Well, as I said the other night, if I did put in if I do get extended employment, of course, through this job as seasonal, we're going to make just permanent for now. I'm put in to not work Tuesday nights. I'll get my schedule changed at the beginning of January if I still get this job. But if not, if I don't get continued on, then I will still be able to talk Tuesdays, but I won't be making that much money for a while. Draft Ziggler back to SmackDown. Maybe I still think he would be pointless. Something tells me we're going to see a Natalya heel turn soon. I'm not too sure about that, in my opinion, based off what happened tonight. Oh yeah, apparently today is Eric Young's birthday. I forgot about that. Happy birthday, Eric. Will Kurt or Matt Hardy be GM? One of the two will be. Vince may announce his retirement, but we all know what's the announcement. I think it'll be a new GM or maybe even a return. Who knows? Or they could switch commissioners. Maybe, who knows? Mark called the main event match because I said he didn't give it to Asuka then. What was the point of her being in the match? That is true. Will Lesnar retire after Mania? I thought he was supposed to retire after this year, but who knows? Jay thinks he will retire in his home state at WrestleMania 36 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, maybe. Ronda and Mickey. Actually, I forgot about Mickey James. I wouldn't mind that match. That could make sense, though, with Brock retiring at 36 if it's in Minneapolis. Ronda versus Natty if Natalya turns heel. Book it. We could have the match, but I might think the roles could be reversed. But I'll get into that, of course, a little bit later. Don't remind me. I laughed throughout the whole Ruby Natty match. Seth saying ass and Becky saying freaking and Natty saying bitch as well. Yeah, all that. Ronda was epic. The anvil on the table and him hitting his own daughter. I don't know why, but that was so stupid. It was hilarious. What's up, Elite Squad? The Riot Natalya match felt that dragged on. Long hair guy and Granny are always in the front row. Could we get a new creative team tomorrow? I wish. Ruby should have won. It's itsy bitsy. No, that was really stupid. Are you surprised Ray won when he got the upper hand on Tuesday? Today would have loved to have seen the 619 to RKO, but nope, we didn't see that. Larry only got 6 out of 12 as well. Hardy versus Joe at the Rumble. Who knows? Maybe. Team Skyway, your winners for the Royal Rumble. Honestly, I'm still saying McIntyre and well, I'll save my women's prediction for the end. I'm going to let you know what I think is going to happen now. Ronda and Ruby, maybe. Smash, Snacks, Slay, Tony Storm, Lacey Evans, Alexa Bliss. Smash, Alexa Bliss, Snack, Tony Storm, Slay, Lacey Evans, I'd say. Bryan versus Ray, Styles and Orton, Jeff and Joe, Ronda. All those matches sound pretty good. Yeah, I think Joe and Hardy are probably going to have on a SmackDown show. Should AJ go to Raw? He might. I'm still not sure yet. Mandy and Naomi is probably going to happen, and McIntyre and Ziggler are probably going to happen on shows. We'd love to see Becky and Charlotte cost her the title like she did to them, which maybe could happen. Finn versus Seth. We've seen that match, but it's not bad. Finn and Dean. Styles, Bryan, and Orton to Raw. I wouldn't say all three of those go to Raw, but we'll see. Sasha, Mickey, and Seth to SmackDown. Not a bad idea. Can Vince save Raw tomorrow night? Who knows? Why no Cena tomorrow night? I don't even know either. But thank you for stopping the live chat, guys. I'll get back to the review, though. Of course, I'll check it back again in a little bit as well. The third match the fourth match on the main show, that we got was Natalya and Ruby Riott. Honestly, as I said, here's the thing also I realized after watching this match tonight. I remember one time when I made a video explaining how SmackDown fell in 2017. And I remember one thing I mentioned was when SmackDown was really good from 2016 until Road Dogg took over, they were doing a lot of really good quality non-women's title feuds, such as, Nikki and Carmella, or even Nikki and Natalya was really good as well. Becky and Mickey was non-title feud as well. They did these non-women's title feuds that were fresh. They brought something different to the table, and it made this every women's match on SmackDown felt like it meant something. This match itself even the promo last week with, when Ruby Riott cut that promo with the photo of Jim the Anvil Neidhart on the table, whatnot. Again, it showed that this feud could have been good if they would have done more to it besides having just Natty break the glasses and then just brawl for weeks and finally cut a promo last week and whatnot. Of course, I gotta give props to Liv Morgan also for taking that really nasty bump. Like, she took the bullet for Ruby Riott, and Natty just bulldozed her off of the apron. She went flying as she went through that table, and she also hit like a suplex thing, or whatever it is, on Sarah Logan to put her through the table as well. I think Sarah Logan and Rowe from the War Raiders are getting ready actually this coming Friday. So it would really suck if she goes into her wedding with a bad back. But of course, she's probably just selling it. But anyways, this match again showed that this feud had the potential to be good if they would have done more. And I thought, to me, this is a decent, a solid, tables match. Of course, again, my favorite part though is still, well, besides, of course, when Liv went just flying off the apron into that table. My favorite part is still when Natty grabbed Ruby and said, you quit tormenting my family, you bitch, or something like that. And she just slapped her across the face. Like, it felt personal. And of course, I also like how, Natty pulled out her father's jacket and started wearing that. Like, I felt like it kind of really woke the crowd up also. And then Natty pulled out a table that had Ruby's photo on it. Well, a stand-up of Ruby on it. And it kept looking like, a couple times it did look like Ruby was going to win, which I thought she could have won. But Natty ends up winning by putting Ruby through the table that had Ruby's photo on it. I also did like the spot also where Ruby was in the sharpshooter, and she pushed the table that had that was standing up that had the photo of Jim the Anvil Neidhart to come down and crash on top of Natalya to break up the submission. So, like I said, was this an awesome match? No. To me, it was a decent to solid tables match that showed that this feud, I felt, had the potential. Of course, there was the botch where Ruby Riott had a hard time trying to set up this table, but it showed that this feud had potential. They could have, done more to it. And that's a theme I felt with some of these matches tonight. All right, but could have done better. And this was definitely one of them. It had the potential to be a good feud. I mean, I know, and I'll props to also, I give a little credit here. I know I'm not a big Riott Squad fan. I do not like this whole Riott Squad, but I'll give credit that even though they had a pointless 6-woman tag match at Evolution, I felt, they still, they tried to put on a solid effort. And even here, with, the stuff on the outside of the ring and, taking those nasty bumps through the tables, especially Liv Morgan's, it showed that all these ladies do have potential. But I still think we have to split up the Riott Squad. I mean, at this point, again, they've lost how many feuds? Why are they still together? All their plans just fail. So why keep them together if all they do is fail? Like, I'm sure they're going to get sick of each other at some point. Ruby Riott can definitely get somewhere at some point if it wasn't for the Riott Squad. I don't know, I think Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, could have maybe used a little more time in NXT maybe. Who knows? But this match, again, showed that, again, this whole storyline with Ruby and Natty, I felt could have had more to it. But it definitely showed that, hey, these people have something. We just could have dug a little bit deeper, pretty much. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Natty won the match. I wanted Ruby to win this, but Natty won it, which is also me kind of saying, okay, I still don't think we're going to. I mean, I felt if it was earlier, we could have got Natty turning on Ronda. But at this point, I feel the better route actually would be Natty being the face and Ronda being the heel if they had that match. Of course, like you said, also, they may not be specifying, heels or faces when it gets to the 4 horsewoman match, which, could be, the proper way to do it, but we'll see what happens when it comes. But Natty wins that match. We then had Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. Not a bad match. it did make Balor. I mean, not Balor. It did have showcased, McIntyre looking pretty dominant throughout most of this match. Like Balor did not get too much offense in. But I like the fact that at least made McIntyre look like he was a dominating, big man, as it should be. Showing that, dude, this guy can easily be the face of Monday Night Raw. Of course, there was that one moment also where he did that avalanche slam thing where he was called off the second rope, and Balor kicked out of it. Like that would be actually a pretty good finishing move. But of course, the Claymore kick is even better. What was weird though was Dolph Ziggler came out during the match, and he super kicked McIntyre when the referee wasn't looking, and he tried to use a steel chair, but McIntyre got hold of the chair, and he hit Zig. I can't remember if he hit Ziggler with it or not. But what was weird though, also, was Ziggler didn't really go away. McIntyre was holding the chair. Balor did a drop kick on McIntyre, and the chair hit McIntyre in the face. The referee saw that, and he didn't call a disqualification. We had that happen earlier with Elias and maybe Seth. I can't remember who it was, but isn't that a disqualification there? I was confused by it happening. And Balor hits a coup de grace, and Balor wins. So Balor gets a win, but McIntyre still gets booked like a badass. Decent to solid match, I said. I didn't really expect this to be like, a match to tear down the house or anything like that, but I thought it would at least, get some more men for Drew McIntyre going, which again, may look like, a strong big man, but, still gave Balor a rub as well. It's not complete 50-50 booking, but what was more confusing also afterwards, and this is why I didn't do the turn alert. Balor was interviewed backstage, and then Ziggler pretty much just said, you got lucky, you got that win. You got that win because of me. And then he attacked Finn Balor. So I guess Ziggler's still a heel now? I don't know. Honestly, like I probably said before also, if you're not going to do anything with him, why make him a babyface guy? Like, why? When Ziggler turned heel at the beginning of 2017 and still received bad booking, it was pretty much like, okay, we've, lost faith in WWE booking him anyways, why we want to cheer for him. And I feel like, that if he sticks around, that's going to be the heel he's going to be. So who knows? We're getting Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler in a match tomorrow. Who knows what we're going to get out of it? But we're getting that match tomorrow on Raw. Balor beats McIntyre, so now I am 3-2. I gotta say so far. So I'm 3-2 so far. And then we then have the chairs match between Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton. I won't deny it. Say this is another match I was kind of disappointed with. I talked about on Thursday in my top 10 of matches involving tables, ladders, and chairs. And the reason why I really enjoyed the Baron Corbin and Kalisto chairs match in 2016 is because they had all different types of creative, spots with the chairs. And some of it was like, not like, like big time extreme, but it's like, they were creative and they were different. And it just looked like a bunch of chaos. This match, though, had a bunch of, my favorite spot of this match for sure was when Rey Mysterio did that little sliding dive he does underneath the ropes to do land on the pretty much do this a splash or whatnot. He did that with a steel chair underneath his belly, which I thought was a pretty nice looking move. But other than that, I just remember a few shots to the back. I know one time he went to do it. Mysterio went to do type of a senton. He missed Orton, and he pretty much got smashed where the sun does not shine with the chair because it was a sitting there. He ran into it. And then Orton took Mysterio and just smashed his head into a chair a couple times. And then the match ends with a stack of like 4 chairs like next to each other. Mysterio gets Orton down. He's pretty much sitting on one of the chairs. He does like a little bit like a hurricane or something like that, and does like a schoolboy roll up and wins the match. Really weak ending. Like the chair was barely really used that much in the match. It was used a couple times, but it was like they could have had some more spots in this match, I felt, to make it look like, a solid, chair utilizing match. I don't know. It was just, I expected better. It wasn't an awful match, but for a chairs match, I thought it could have been better than it was. So Rey Mysterio wins. All right. Oh boy. Let's talk about this match now. Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. Raw Women's Championship. I was holding my breath through this entire match. Although I kept saying for the start, Ronda just has to win this match. Ronda's winning. There's no way to put the title on Nia. But then also, I've heard other people say as well, they know that apparently Fox they're considering putting Ronda on SmackDown because Fox wants to have Ronda on the show when it goes to Fox in 2019. So I had my breath held. And needless to say, this match actually was not that bad. But the reason why, Ronda pretty much carried Nia throughout this match. I mean, I know, people have their bad taste on Ronda and whatnot. I mean, I still personally think that she's not, amazing. But to me, she has proved that she belongs here. The fact that the problem is she's just had the feuds against the people that, you get all the opportunities. Like, when is she going to have a feud with Sasha or Bailey or even, Natty, Mickey, or someone who says it's the same people over and over again. She just, because of that, it's given her the bad rub. She's feuded with, Alexa Bliss, which again, I don't hate Alexa Bliss, but I do agree she's a little overpushed. Nia Jax, who absolutely sucks. Nikki Bella, not a main event worthy match for Evolution for sure. But I felt Ronda did well in this match. She had to carry Nia Jax, but they got through it. Ronda wins the match by getting, Nia to tap out. And I like how she, when she went back to the armbar, she twerked the arm of Nia Jax. I'm like, yes. Again, Nia to tap out. Tamina barely got involved, but Nia's out of it. And then, one of my favorite parts of the show, I thought they may wait till the Royal Rumble to do this, but they did it now. So at first, they're interviewed about Nia, trying to interview Nia backstage, but then Becky Lynch rolls up. And so that, remember when he punched me in the face? She then punched Nia Jax in the face and just slammed her face first into the wall right next to her, whoever it was, giving her comeuppance for what she did. And the crowd popped. I'm like, yeah, Becky, you are the man for sure. I loved it. To me, besides, of course, the main event, one of my favorite parts of this show is with Becky just beating the shit out of Nia Jax backstage, and I loved it. Becky, you are the man. You cannot say Becky is a heel now after this. Like, she can't be a heel. But even though, of course, with the stuff with Ronda, you can still say she's tweener, but I still think they're seriously, like, Becky's tweener, but she's leaning more towards a face role at this point. With Charlotte being still somewhat of a tweener, but now she's been slowly grasping the heel role more. But of course, you be the judge on that. But that was that match for the Raw Women's Championship. Nia Jax loses. No more title opportunities for Nia. Yeah, so we're moving on up. But of course, that's not the last we saw from Ronda Rousey. We'll talk about her in a little bit as well. But first, before I do the last three matches, let's check the live chat once again. Let me see here. Where were we at? Let me see here. I think we're right here. Smash, Kill, Mary, Asuka, Charlotte, Becky. I'd say, well, it's tough. I don't want to sound like I'm against, Japanese people or anything, but if I go by looks personally, I would marry Becky, smash Charlotte, and kill Asuka. I don't think Vince can save anything. No way. Lesnar and Orton, Lesnar and Braun, Cena and Brock. Matches she's thrown out there. Cena's returning on the 26th, but not TV. She's going to be on Raw January 7th. We'll see. Haven't really seen a John Cena moves. I can't answer that. Team Skyway. Have Ruby split from the Riot Squad for sure. Will The Miz ever get the world title again? I really do not know. Mark's giving TLC a C. Lauren says her favorite Cena movie is 12 Rounds. I didn't see that movie. Shane versus Miz at Rumble. Probably not Rumble. Probably man again. Rumble will probably get into title matches in the Royal Rumble. That's what I'm probably getting. I don't expect to get any non-title matches. Asuka is champion from losing to the Iconics to winning the Women's Championship. That is great. Okay, we'll talk about that later on. Team Skyway also says Shane needs to stop wrestling. Yeah, for sure. We will be getting the Horsewoman match. Batista and Joe, maybe. Batista and Lesnar. I don't know. Natty, okay, one was okay, but she wanted Ruby. Ruby is actually getting prettier, she thinks. I think Ruby is also getting better also in the ring as well. Triple threat match, Becky versus Ronda versus Becky versus Charlotte versus Ronda, she's saying. Ruby's face on a table, she thought was funny. Becky versus Asuka on Tuesday, not sure. Jim Neidhart lost his leg after the match. Ruby lost a leg on that photo thing. Becky to Raw, maybe. I laugh harder than I should have, so no worries. Becky needs to show up on Raw tomorrow night for sure. She may, who knows. The anvil on the table thing, she thought was funny. WWE spat on all of the heels tonight. Yeah, because not too many heels won. Smash, kill, Mary, Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha. Well, there's 4 there. Smash, snack, kill, Mary. Let's put Becky, still Mary. No, I'm sorry. Bayley, Mary, smash Becky, snack Charlotte, kill Sasha. Powering top 5 superstars after tonight. Asuka. Well, I'd say 5 stars. I can't say in order. Daniel Bryan, Asuka, Dean Ambrose, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. Whose losses do you think suffered the most, and who wins do you think gained the most? Asuka gained. I think probably Elias and Lashley lost the most, I feel. When will Finn bring the Demon King back? Well, first off, I hate when they call him Demon King. I feel it should be just Demon. I have no idea. Drew needed the win though, but she's glad that Finn won, which is the last reaction of the night. Lowest reaction. I have no idea. Refs are stupid nowadays, especially the new ones. Would you smash Man Balor or Demon Balor? Don't know. Drew versus Finn versus Dolph at the Rumble. Again, I don't expect to get any non-title feuds at the Rumble. Dolph is confusing. He is face, heel, or tweener. I still say he's heel. Ziggler is a heel. He still attacked Finn. Finn and AJ should switch shows, maybe. Lauren's 2 for 3 so far. I am 3 for 2. Wait, hold on. What am I so far? 1, 2, 3-0. Hold on, I'm confused. 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, 5-2, 5-3. I'm 6-3. So we've done 9 matches so far. I'm 6-3 so far on this list. Renee Young needs to be Dean's valet, which would be interesting. Orton should have won. Orton didn't win a crown jewel. Ray did. So why did Ray need this win though? No idea. Maybe he'll lose on Tuesday. Let's see here. It looked like Ray or Orton didn't care about this match at all. Who knows? Roll up win, no RKO or DDT or 619. Yeah, I think we didn't get that either. What will Orton say now about the fan favorites? Who knows? Ronda and Nia was decent. She thought was actually decent. I apologize, it was actually good to be honest, but Ronda looked tired. She thought best commentary team ever. Can't say an exact team, but of course I still say JR is the best. Currently 3 for 4 this pay-per-view. I kill Roman, sorry Roman, smash Seth and marry Dean. That's what Lauren says. When will we see Nikki and Brie again? I have no idea. Best team is Lawler and Ross, then Cole and Taz. Don't know where the Bellas are returning. Nia versus Becky feud. No, Becky got her cup. It's on Nia. That's all we have to see. Becky is definitely Savage. Nia's probably going to SmackDown. Don't carry the ways. Mark missed Becky's payback. Look it up. Definitely, it was awesome. Where did this go? Let's see. I completely messed up the stream. Okay, here we go. Becky was hot all night from the crowd, no doubt about it. Let's see here. Favorite Orton movie? I have no idea. I've never seen an Orton movie. Hers is 12 Rounds Reloaded. Miz needs to have a title in 2019 for sure. Billy Kay's injured. I didn't know that. Do you want Raw Super Show back? I don't want the brand split to end. I'm pro brand split, but something still need to change. Hold on. Mickey, Alexa, Natty, Mary, Chris. What? I don't know what you're talking about. I meant Mickey, Alexa, Natty, marriage, smash, and getting rid of. Oh, we're playing this game. Oh, she's asking Team Skyway. I'm a woman. Let's see here. Hold on. This is getting weird. No, I chat. Sorry, guys. Orton, Cena, Styles, best legend. I have no clue. Thoughts on EC3 versus Undisputed Era feud? I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm going to move on to the last 3 matches. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm starting to get tired, but thank you for stuff in the live chat, guys. So the last 3 matches, the first one was the WWE title match. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Basically, just got to say that I thought this match was good. I did feel it took a little too long to get out of first gear, I felt. Obviously, though, I still think Daniel Bryan desperately needs a new theme song. Because I'm sorry, the Flight of the Valarkis one he has now is still you still feel yes. You don't have like it doesn't sound like a guy you're supposed to hate. It sounds like a guy you're supposed to be happy. Like, hey, it's triumphant. The hero is here, and also, I'm sorry, but his Titantron also for his name and whatnot when he comes out looks so plain. It looks so simple. They need to change it, I feel. I liked also towards the end also a couple times where AJ Styles like was really going after Daniel Bryan's leg, and because you remember when Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles had their first one-on-one match on the SmackDown before Crown Jewel, Daniel Bryan tapped out, and of course Bryan did suffer a kayfabe knee injury that kind of caused that to happen. And Styles did put quite a torque on AJ Bryan's legs several times in this match. But what I liked about this match, though, also the most, is the fact that Daniel Bryan didn't pull off a cowardly move to win this match. He didn't, have to, get help. He won clean, which I think was great. He won clean by a schoolboy roll-up. Yes, they could have had something a little more creative, a little more stronger of a finish. I agree, but he wins clean, which already makes me even more like a fan of this heel Bryan character. Because I wasn't a fan when he tried to run away a few weeks ago on SmackDown. I was not a fan of that at all. But, he won clean because not all heels need to, be cowards, as I keep saying. It won clean. So, yeah, it would like the match be a little better. Could have been a stipulation match. Could have been a ladder match for sure. Could have been even a TLC match. But, we didn't get that because a ladder match went to freaking Bobby Lashley and Elias. But I still thought this was good. If I give it a grade, I'd say give it a B. It was like good, but could have been better. But I feel even though could have had a little bit more of a more violent finish. Well, more of like, I mean, like AJ tie out to the heel hook, or even Brian winning with like a running knee or something else. But to me, both guys still come out looking good. Nobody really lost momentum in it, but Brian won clean, which I felt was a good move for him. So Brian wins the match. Then we get to, my opinion, the most disappointing thing from tonight. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. Just for the IC title. One-on-one, no stipulation. Look, I get it. This is definitely a lengthy feud. Again, I would love to see this go till WrestleMania. But if the rumors are true about Seth Rollins facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, then I could probably see this culminating at either Fastlane or even, if I said before, if Rollins does beat Lesnar at WrestleMania, we can possibly see this feud, continuing on after WrestleMania 35. Even though I want to see Seth Rollins go to SmackDown, but this match got a "this is boring" chant, and the problem, big time, with this match was it had no stipulation. This is a blood feud. This is a feud that involves someone in Dean Ambrose, who it's obvious that his best matches in his career are not one-on-one matches. And as Larry said earlier, and the Lex Man, I believe, said in his review also, we don't want to see Dean Ambrose have a grappling match, a technical wrestling match. We want to see Dean Ambrose in a fight. Dean Ambrose is a guy who's meant to be, in a brawl, weapons, cinder blocks, chairs, kendo sticks, ladders, tables, something. That is in Dean Ambrose's repertoire. And here's the thing. I get the fact that, they probably made this just a singles match, regular one-on-one match, because, again, there's going to be more matches with this feud. This feud is continuing, obviously. It's not going to stop. Because, Dean Ambrose won the IC title, and I keep saying this should be a feud going to WrestleMania. But there could have been some type of stipulation for this match. They could have had an unsanctioned match. They could have done, no disqualification, no holds barred. It, after all, is a stipulation pay-per-view, TLC. Could have been the ladder match. Orton and Mysterio, no could have been a match, but the, chairs match. Ladder match for sure, because Lashley and Elias, I'm going to go back there. But the match was just slow. It was boring. The only interesting part about this match came when Rollins went for the stomp and Dean Ambrose put out the Shield fist bump. And in my predictions, I said I could see Seth Rollins losing this match to disqualification because he loses control. What happened is Seth Rollins lost clean because, he started to, fire up and kind of get thrown off, as what they were trying to emphasize. He goes out of the ring. He starts to brawl with Ambrose a little bit outside the ring. Then he hits like a power bomb onto the barricade, which is similar to how Finn Balor hurt his shoulder at SummerSlam 2016, also 2019, not SummerSlam 2019 yet. And then he rolls it back in the ring, and he's about to hit him with the stomp, but then Ambrose catches him, hits a dirty deeds, and he wins the title. Now, I liked how they did that because, again, it was showing, Rollins, losing control, as Dean Ambrose said Rollins would do it. To me, that felt, so much, Tommaso Ciampa mind games-ish, if you know what I mean. But Dean Ambrose is not on Tommaso Ciampa's level. Again, if Dean Ambrose was going to be on Tommaso Ciampa's level, this would have been, well, first off, they wouldn't have booked him in a segment with him getting a needle shoved into his butt. I mean, that gas mask stuff I thought was all right. Again, this Dean Ambrose heel character has shown something. Once again, for the theme for this review, for this pay-per-view, is showing something. Like, this is something, but it can be better. And this match, for sure, with not having a stipulation, to me, was, besides the ladder match, the second worst match of the night. Like, I hate to say it, it was not a good match. Again, the only part was interesting was part after Dean put the fist bump out and the mind games played in. Of course, to me, I felt that part going to be even a little more dramatic. But again, it showed there's something to this. But this needed a stipulation. It didn't have. I get you didn't want to have to be too big of a stipulation because you want to be able to top this off in the upcoming matches they're for sure going to have. But shoot, lost my train of thought here. I'm getting tired. But you could have done something like an unsanctioned match, no holds barred, ladder match, like something like, that a stipulation that, can be good, but can be topped off again in a sequel match or whatnot. Like, making this a one-on-one match, singles match, was not a good idea, especially if these guys have already had a strong history already with a ladder match and Money in the Bank, a lumberjack match, a Hell in a Cell match, or Crown Out. Yeah, the rules are reversed this time, but there should have been a stipulation, and it would have helped this match a lot more. Again, Dean Ambrose is not a technical wrestler. He is not a grappler. He is a brawler, a guy who can go hardcore if you let him go all out. He's not a guy to put on a wrestling match. He's a guy who wants to go out there and put on a fight. So, in my opinion, definitely, the second worst match of the night. And to me, the biggest letdown of the night, I felt, in my honest opinion. But that's what we got for the IC title match. Finally, we get the main event. The right-deserving main event. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Asuka in a triple threat TLC match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. All I can say is to all three, and even the fourth one who got involved in this match, you guys gave me exactly what I wanted. I wanted to see weapons. We got that. Physical and brutality. We got that with, the kendo stick, which, once again, Charlotte's just a mad woman with that kendo stick, just beating the hell out of everybody with it. Asuka, though, is even more epic with the kendo stick, beating the heck everybody out of it. We saw some nasty chair shots. We saw, trash talk. Like, yes, Asuka got her moments in there, but the stuff with Becky and Charlotte, though, was indeed heated big time. When these two were brawling, you can see in your eyes that, these two were built to be characters that literally hate each other's guts, want to tear each other apart. Becky also brought back a nice little spot from the last one staying match at Evolution with that with jumping off of the ladder to smashing Asuka and Charlotte into the table. Of course, again, it was what I wanted. We had bumps to the ladders, the chairs, the tables, and everything. Like, it was a fight. It was a brawl, and I felt the TLC stipulation was used perfectly. Could have been a little bit of a longer match. Yeah, I felt they could have given it just a couple more minutes. Because of that, again, this, to me, it didn't. I mean, it was a great match, but to me, it didn't quite hit match of the year for women, in my opinion. I mean, I'd say definitely top 5, maybe top 3. But I'd still say I'm still trying to decide between my two. I have two to decide for women's match of the year. To me, it's either the last one standing match or the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic with Toni Storm, Meiko Satomura. Again, it's one of those two. But this one definitely is a candidate. But to me, it wasn't my women's match of the year. The interesting part came towards the end of this match. Becky and Charlotte were brawling on a ladder. And I knew at some point you had to have Ronda and Charlotte at least cross paths based off of what happened at Survivor Series. Ronda came out, and of course she has her history with Becky Lynch as well. She came out, pushed the ladder, so that way Charlotte and Becky fell off and hit into the ropes. She left. Asuka climbs the rope, and for the first time on the main roster, Asuka's champion. Asuka is finally SmackDown, well, a main roster women's champion after all the hell she has been through. And first off, let's talk about Asuka first. Then we'll talk about what I feel is next for Charlotte and Becky. And that's probably said last week also, or my predictions. This could have been exactly, how the story could have ended for Asuka for this year. But once again, as I said about, getting to what we got with Corbin getting his comeuppance tonight, there could have been a story. Again, even Deluxe Man, his review, pitched the idea of Asuka could have won at WrestleMania. She could have, beaten Charlotte. I mean, at Backlash, done the stuff with Carmella, and won that. And then instead of having the triple threat, SummerSlam being Charlotte, Becky, and Carmella, it could have been Asuka, Becky, and Charlotte. Where, Charlotte could pin Becky, do the same exact stuff we did with that, and then have this match where Asuka wins it back. Her undefeated streak telling them that he felt at the end. Well, my thing is, again, I keep saying, I was okay with Asuka losing at WrestleMania 34 because I felt that her having a title reign was not, with her undefeated streak, was going to kind of like drag it down, I felt. So I felt this could be an opportunity for them to explore a different avenue with Asuka when she's not being based on winning. She could be based on dominance, not by winning. But once again, they did not do anything about it. They just threw her back into the women's title scene way too early, and her matches with Carmella just made her look awful. And she was irrelevant. Until recently, she picked up some momentum again, looking dominating in a couple little segments and matches, leading up to this pay-per-view. But once again, it's like, you could have done something more interesting in between in there, not just having her show up, one day like always for a pay-per-view and her title win, and has all of a sudden looked dominating again. You could have, again, built her like some storyline with her losing and whatnot. Instead, you just made her look like an idiot. But she's champion still. She's looked dominated past couple weeks, and yes, I know again they could have got led to it better, but they follow up with this great. It could be awesome. Now, I do not know, of course, what's going to happen with her, who she's going to feud with for WrestleMania and whatnot. Because obviously, Becky and Charlotte are going to be gunning for Ronda Rousey. And of course, someone said too, it makes sense for them to cost Ronda her title for Raw, which to me makes sense in some ways. But I'm sure they both want to be fighting for a title as well. After what happened tonight, here's what I honestly think is going to happen. I really feel now at the Women's Royal Rumble match, they're going to pull off what they did with Lex Luger and Bret Hart. I'm not going to say they're going to wrestle twice in one night, though, at WrestleMania. But I'm thinking they might have Becky and Charlotte kind of like, be co-winners of the Women's Royal Rumble. I don't know if they will go with that, but I feel like, it's going to happen. I'm starting to get to that suspicion because there is no way we are not going to have both of them facing Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Both matches, singles matches, are too big to not have at WrestleMania. Yeah, we kind of got the preview at Survivor Series, but there is no way I feel at this point both of these two are not going to be fighting Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. There's just no way. And of course, that also, even if, whether to Ronda, if a Becky or Charlotte go to Raw, we still could see in the Horsewoman. This could also be a setup for the Horsewoman feud as well. And I still think we're going to be getting that either SummerSlam 2019 or Evolution 2019. But yeah, Asuka wins. Ronda costs Becky and Charlotte the title. Obviously, getting her comeuppance on both of them for based off The Twitter feud, of course, continued, and of course, the previous feud with Ronda and Becky, and what Charlotte started with Ronda at Survivor Series. So I'm digging this storytelling big time. The SmackDown Women's Division is pretty hot. Of course, the biggest names, of course, all as well. Of course, I don't know who Asuka's going to feud with next, but we'll have to wait and see. But Asuka wins the main event, and that is TLC 2018, guys. Again, it was better than last year's TLC because, again, last year's TLC was just a really strong edition of Raw that I think I gave like a C+ last year. So because of that, well, first off, I forgot to pull up the polls on Twitter. Let's pull up Twitter, and then I'll check the live chat, of course, before I go off the air here, and see, the polls that we got. What grade would you give TLC? I have 5 votes. 40% said A, 20% said B, 40% said C, and no one said anything any lower. Honestly, I give this a B-. Again, it had some stuff I enjoyed, some stuff I did not enjoy, I was disappointed with. But overall, I thought it was a solid show. I mean, definitely one of the better main roster pay-per-views this year, but not the best, still in my opinion. I'd say maybe top 3, top 4, maybe, somewhere along the lines there. Live chat, see what's going on here tonight, guys. I'm getting tired. Let me see here. Where were we at? Where are we? Where are we at? I think we were right here. Favorite match of the year so far: Gargano and Ciampa, Chicago Street Fight. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not going to keep playing that Smash Snack Slay the Smash Snack Slay thing right now. I'm too tired to do so. Bryan and Styles have great chemistry, but she thought the match was boring. Again, I thought it was all right, but it could have been better. Favorite McMahon. Still gotta say maybe Shane. DX versus Shield and Nexus will be an interesting match. Let me see here. Anything else in here that main event was definitely the best. Heels can win clean depending on the booking, which again they should have clean wins. You don't have to always cheat or win to win and whatnot. If you choose NWE female superstar to dress up for a cosplay of your choice, who would you pick and what's the cosplay? I don't know. I have no clue. I wouldn't be doing any of that. Again, I don't know if we're getting Seth and Lesnar at Chamber or whatnot, but we'll see. Again, Dean and Seth's chemistry. The problem was, again, the match needed stipulation. It shows that this feud cannot have just a singles match 1-on-1. It needs to have a stipulation to it. Was this emotion in this nest? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Dean played Seth in the end. That was awesome for sure. The Lex Man said that. You're right. If Dean was on SmackDown and as a heel would be booked better, maybe, who knows? Being on SmackDown is not the answer for everything, which is true. Dean versus Seth will end at the Rumble, which, no offense, I find stupid. That would be one. Again, I do not see non-title feuds happening at the Rumble. And 2, that's way too early to end this feud for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, of course, the stuff getting with them. I forgot to talk about stuff with Renee Young and Corey Graves. Again, my opinion is, if they're really not going to do anything with this and constantly have Renee Young act like she has no idea what's going on, which is, again, bull crap because, once again, she's married to the guy. She sees him all the time. Why would you not know what's going on with him? If they're not going to do anything with this to make things awkward, again, put Renee on SmackDown. Since I don't see Dean going to SmackDown, put Renee Young on SmackDown commentary thing. That way things are not so awkward. Let's see here. You're saying his character is defined by a wrestling show. What would SmackDown do with Ambrose? I really miss the video packages for the entrances. I agree. I was happy Becky made events tonight. Me too. Becky and Ron needs to happen soon before it loses steam. Team Guy says, imagine if Roman was in Seth's corner and Renee in Dean's corner. Maybe. That's why Dean is called a lunatic. Charlotte was a beast tonight. She flipped when Ronda attacked. We got our money's worth with the main event for sure. Oh goodness, this live chat keeps. Lauren thinks Charlotte is full-fledged heel now. Dean started a faction with the Revival. Actually, it would kind of be interesting. Becky and Charlotte are also BFF in reality. I know that. You know, a lot of BFFs there. The triple threat and SmackDown tag team match would have been awesome if there would have been a ladder match. I agree. Only match that had her hype was the women's triple threat. I have no idea who Asuka's next opponent will be. How long do you think her reign will last? Again, if Becky and Charlotte are going to Raw, I think Asuka's going to have a long title reign, in my opinion. I don't see who's taking it away there. See here, what else is here? Yeah, Seth didn't do much at all. That stream is always so tired. See you tomorrow. Remember to rant. Love you guys. Sweet dreams. Lauren says, well, if you have anything to rant about, I will rant. Everybody checking out. A lot of guys are predicting something like that, Mike. The Rumble situation. That's what I'm starting to think. Will WWE ever rebook the Wyatt family? Honestly, I don't want to see the right. I mean, maybe Bray and Braun reunite, but not the whole Wyatt family again. We've seen it how many times is this the same thing over and over again. But guys, I think I'm going to check out as well. I'm pretty tired. Again, sorry it's a little late, but again, I had that party to go to. But again, B- for TLC. Not a bad show. But a little disappointed in some ways as well. But there were some matches again that, you know, the builds and whatnot that could have been better. And to me, still the biggest disappointment I thought was the IC title match. But then again, it showed that it just needed a stipulation. But guys, what are your thoughts on TLC 2018? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe to our content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirBoy93. And guys, I'm checking out. I will see you guys tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night. Sweet dreams, guys. Get a nice, good rest. And peace out, everybody. See you all later.